I've been trying out so much new makeup on my channel recently, and I really wanted to sit down and go through all of the new things that I've tried over the past like week or two and gather from all of those new products the things that I'm the most excited to use again. So I have all the things laid out in front of me. As much as I love to try out new products, sometimes even I get overwhelmed because I'm like trying to keep up with all the new launches, and I love to try things out, okay? Like I love testing out new products and everything like that, but sometimes I want to like enjoy the things that were really fun for me to try in my first impressions or whatever it was. So I gathered all those products from the past 2 weeks and I'm gonna reuse them and tell you guys just the things that I'm the most excited about after trying a ton of new products lately. We're gonna start off with eyes. So I haven't tried a new brow product that I've been, floored over. So this is just my normal Benefit Precise in my brow pencil. However, I am gonna move into eyes and I love, or at least I'm excited about, this Jaclyn First Base Eyeshadow Primer. It's such a cool formula. A lot of these things I haven't even had a chance to try again since filming with them because I've literally just been trying new product after new product, so I'm really excited to put this back on. I thoroughly enjoyed how eyeshadows applied when I tried it out the other day, so I wanted to wear it again. The thing I'm really liking about this formula is how thin it is. It feels virtually weightless on the eyelid, but when it dries down, it really does grip the eyeshadows, which I love. I haven't ever tried an eyeshadow primer quite like this one, where it feels heavy duty as far as how effective it is, but it's very lightweight and like barely noticeable. Yeah, I can't even see it. It just looks like part of my skin, which I think is so nice for that seamless blend from eyeshadow to your complexion. I'm really excited about this formula. A little bit goes a very long way, so I'm just using my finger to blend this out. And then when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, I've tried quite a few eyeshadow palettes recently, and I've really enjoyed a lot of them. But as I was sitting down to really think through what I felt the most excited to dip back into, I have to say it's the Pat McGrath palette. So this is the one that I picked up during the Sephora Savings event. This is the Mothership 6 palette. It looks like this. I felt so beautiful when I created an eye look with this, and I've been dying to use it again. I also recently tried out the new Jaclyn Hill palette, which was also really beautiful. So I am excited to use that one again, but still the Pat McGrath is one that I have been dying to reuse. The Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 palette is also another one that I tried and love. I actually have dipped into this a few times, which is why I'm going to be using the Pat McGrath one, but I love this palette as well. I thought it would be especially fun to dip into the purple in this palette since I haven't yet. I've swatched it, but I haven't created a look with it. So I'm really excited to kind of play around with that color. I'm going to start off with the light brown in the palette. I think my favorite color in this palette, at least from the last time I used it, is the dark brown. It's such a gorgeous, cool tone dark brown. I'm definitely going to use it again. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this. A little goes such a long way with these shadows. I probably could have used even less than what I picked up, but we're just going to work with it. And I'm just gonna buff and blend this all the way up toward the brow and out toward the edge of the brow. Really working the brush into that primer so that we get a very light and seamless transition shade. Same thing on this eye. Yeah, I absolutely love how the eyeshadow primer feels underneath these shadows. It's very creamy. Pat McGrath shadows blend themselves out so nicely, but I definitely can tell and really love how the primer feels underneath everything. It grips it slightly, but it just kind of feels like it's helping it melt into the skin really seamlessly. We're gonna start to build up some definition on the eye. I'm gonna take that dark brown color, which I love. And again, I'm gonna take a really small amount of this. I'm kind of tapping off the excess. And I'm gonna start to press this right up against the lash line to start. And then once I feel like there's a little less product on the brush, I'm gonna use circular motions to start to build up the outer edge and work it into the crease, mixing it in with that mid-tone brown we just applied. There is just something about this color that I'm obsessed with. I love it. Same thing on this eye. I'm going back into that first brush and just lightly blending around the edges. And now I'm ready to dip into the purple. I'm so excited to try out the shade on the lid. I'm gonna take it with my finger. It's got a really cool kind of duochrome shift to it. It has a little bit of blue in there too. So I'm just gonna take this on my fingertip and start to apply it to the lid. I think this is such a fun color. And I was definitely curious to see if this purple would work with the matte colors on the eye, and I definitely feel like it does. When you look at the palette, it kind of seems like the odd man out in the color scheme, but now that I'm applying it with the browns already on the eyes, I do feel like it really does work well with these colors. And I'm kind of taking what's left on my fingertip and dragging it out on top of the dark brown so that it's just kind of like a purple shimmer all the way across the lid. I'm not too worried about the edges or anything. We can clean that up in a second, but I'm really loving how that looks so far. I'm gonna go back into the first brush we were using and just really gently go along the edges of this purple, just for that seamless blend through the crease. And then I was obsessed with this shade that we use. It's like the sparkly topper. I used this in my last video that I used this palette in. So I wanted to use this again, and I'm going to focus this on the very inner portion of the eyelid. I still want the purple to have quite a moment on the rest of the lid, but I thought it'd be pretty to add this extra sparkle in the very inner portion of the eye. That's so nice. I think that looks so pretty. So I actually wanted to use the Jaclyn eyeliner. This is the inline eyeliner. I was a really big fan of these when I tried them in my last video, specifically the shade Smooth Charcoal. So I wanted to use it again. I don't know if it's gonna show up that much against this purple, but I really wanted to put it back on the eyes. So I'm gonna start halfway across the lid and then just stop at the edge of the eye. You know, actually, I think I am gonna end up lining it all the way into the inner corner. And it's very subtle against the purple, but I think it still adds, you know, a bit of definition, which I think looks really good. Okay, I only tried a couple of mascaras lately, and the one that I'm like the most excited to keep using, even though it takes me a long time to really get a full opinion on a mascara, but I have been really into the MAC Stack Mascara. This is a mascara that went viral on TikTok a while back, and so I really wanted to try it, and then they sent it to NPR, I tried it out. And I haven't really had the chance to give it a full fair shot, but it is the mascara out of everything that I've tried lately that I feel like makes, you know, an actual difference in my lashes, and it kind of has that aesthetic that I look for, which is, you know, quite a bit of volume when it comes to mascara. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this on the top lashes only for now, and I'm not gonna be shy. I'm gonna really build this up just because we have that purple shadow on, and I want the mascara to be a focal point in front of that purple shadow. So I'm now going to take a makeup wipe and just wipe away any fallout and then kind of clean up the edges gently. There is a bit of sparkle fallout from that glitter topper shade, but honestly nothing crazy. And then as always, I like to take my fingertip and just press down the edges of the eyeshadow so that it looks really seamless. So the primer that I'm the most excited about that I tried lately is actually the Jcat H2O Fresh Dewy Primer. I loved this texture and I'm really excited to keep using it, especially alongside, you know, foundations and other products that I'm already familiar with, just to see how it really works, you know? As of now, I can't really tell you if it makes a huge difference in my skin or anything like that, but I really did love the texture and I'm being reminded of it right now. It's a very gel texture and it feels like it sinks into the skin. It feels very hydrating, but not greasy or heavy, which I really loved. I've been trying a lot of foundations also, but if I'm being completely honest, nothing has really replaced or excited me more than my Nars foundation, you guys. I know that's kind of wild, and I'm still testing out some of those new foundations that I tried lately. A lot of them are really good, but I'm still reaching for this the most. So I'm just gonna wear this again because this is the one that I'm still the most excited about. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this on top of that primer. I actually also tried a color corrector recently that I really wanted to use again. This is from the brand xoxo, and it's the High Fidelity Color Corrector in the shade Pink. I just loved how this worked. I felt like I didn't have to use nearly as much under eye concealer, and especially with the purple eyeshadow look, corrector is really important. Just because purples and blues can often kind of emphasize any blue or purple you have underneath the eyes. So I'm just gonna press it in with my sponge, and you can see how well it cancels out that blue and purple hue, and then makes it so you don't have to wear nearly as much concealer after, which I absolutely love. For concealer, I'm honestly still reaching for my NYX one. I've tried several different ones, and while they're good, I still find myself being the most excited about this one, so that's what I'm gonna use. It's the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer, and I have mine in the shade Light. So I'm just gonna layer that right on top of the corrector. Something else that I recently tried that I really enjoyed was this Dibs Beauty Contour and Blush Duo, especially the contour shade. So I'm gonna use this to warm up my complexion. This is in the shade 1.5 and I absolutely love it. So I'm just gonna take this on a brush and I'm just gonna start to warm things up. To me, this has the perfect undertone. It's not too cool, it's not too warm. I think it looks really nice. So I'm just kind of working this into the hairline, down the sides of the nose, and along the jawline, of course. And I'm taking what's left down the neck. And then I do want to take my foundation brush and just kind of buff in the edges. And then I always like to go in with my sponge and just press over everything one more time so it's extra seamless. Okay, so for powder, I actually tried 2 new powders that I really, really loved. One being the Say powder. This is the Air Set Radiant Loose Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. And then also more recently, the Jaclyn and Robin Powder Move Loose Setting Powder in the shade Sheer Fair. So this one is more new to my collection. This one, you know, I tried last week or a couple weeks ago. Both are very luminous. This one is a little bit more luminous than the Jaclyn one. So for me, I do get oily in the T-zone, so I learned with both these powders to not go too heavy here or like around my mouth area. But they both look really nice underneath the eyes or on the sides of the face. I'm slightly more excited about the Jaclyn one right now, probably because it's a little more new to my collection. So I'm gonna wear this one. I'm just gonna tap a bit into the lid and I'm gonna just press out any creases under the eyes before locking it in. But I think this looks so nice underneath the eyes especially. It's a really, really beautiful powder. And I am going to use it all over the face. I'm just going to use a mattifying powder in the T-zone today to kind of help combat some of that shine. If I were wearing this like all day long, I would probably avoid the T-zone with this. I would still apply it underneath the eyes though, just because I do get pretty oily after a full day of wearing makeup, and this is pretty luminous. Like I said, the Say Beauty one is more luminous than this, but they still give a really nice glow to the skin, both of them. This powder really is so beautiful. I just love the soft glow that it gives. It's so nice. Okay, I'm gonna move into eyes, or the lower lash line, and I'm gonna take the Jaclyn Charcoal Liner. And starting with this, I'm just gonna create a little bit of a soft definition in between the lashes, and I'm hoping this will kind of act as a nice base and will help grip the purple shadow, which I do want to put on the lower lash line, even though it's sparkly. I'm going to try it. So I'm going to go back into the Pat McGrath palette, and I'm going to take the purple shadow. I'm actually going to take a little bit of setting spray. I'm going to use the Jaclyn setting spray to spray the brush, and then I'm going to use this to smudge out the color across the entire lower lash line. Okay, yes, that worked really, really well. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye, taking it all the way to the outer corner. I'm just wiping off the brush on my Sigma switch, and then I'm gonna go into the light champagne color in this palette right here, and I'm gonna brighten up the inner portion of the eye with this. I'm gonna use it to connect the top lid and the lower lash line through the inner corner. I think this shade is so pretty. Okay, something like that. And then we're gonna pull in some of the brown tones. So I'm gonna take this fluffier brush and dip into the warm brown that we used on the top lid. The tiniest bit, this really, like a little bit goes a very long way with this. And I'm just gonna tap this, or start to buff it, I guess, right underneath that purple. This color is so pigmented. I seriously used the smallest amount, and it's a little more than what I would have wanted, but that's okay. We can buff it away a little bit after I blend, so I'm just doing the same thing on this side. I'm gonna take my powder brush that we use for underneath the eyes and just kind of use what's left on the brush to sweep away and blend out that lower lash line a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the MAC Stack Mascara to the lower lashes. I still haven't actually opened the smaller wand version of this, which I'm sure would be ideal for the lower lash line, but I guess I'm just too lazy. Okay, I'm absolutely loving the eye look. I'm gonna brush up my brows a little bit, and then we'll move on to blush. So the blush that I've actually been loving the most and like have been using quite a bit is the Pat McGrath blush. So you guys know I love the shade Flirtatious in this blush, but I recently picked up the shade Divine Rose, and I've been wearing it quite a bit. So of course I wanted to wear it again, and I think it looks so pretty with this eye look. So I'm just gonna take this and apply it with my blush brush. Now this one's pretty pigmented, so a little goes a long way with this as well. I'm just gonna kind of smile and apply this to the apples of the cheeks. I just think this color is so pretty. It's the perfect rosy pink. It's bright, but it's not too bright, you know, to where it overpowers anything. I just think it looks really healthy and fresh on the skin. Okay, for lips, I still am really excited about the Kendall and Kylie collab. This is their lip crayon trio, and I am so excited about all these colors. But I think that the shade, I think it's this one I was thinking of. Let me just test it. Yeah. The shade Iconic Duo, I think will be so pretty with this. I totally accidentally went outside my lip lines, but that's okay. Or actually, there's a more mauve color that I love in here as well, which actually, I don't know, will that look better? This is the more mauve color. This is called Low Maintenance. That's kind of cool with the eye look. Maybe we'll mix them. Okay, I gotta kind of backtrack a little bit. I do want to wear a lip liner, so I'm just wiping off foundation on the lips as well as that kind of rough draft I had going on. Not too long ago, I actually bought a lip liner from Mario. This is the Smoky Pink lip liner. I wanted to use this again. I feel like some of my Sephora order products kind of got lost in the mix, you know, because I've just been trying out so many new things. So I'm first just going to create a nice definition with this, and I'm filling in the corners as well, just like that. Okay, I actually do really like how low maintenance looked, which was that more mauve tone, so I'm going to start with that. And I'm going to focus that on the outer portions of the lip a little bit. I'm actually kind of tracing the lip liner with this, just to make the line a little bit more mauve. And then we can use the shade Iconic Duo in the center, and I think that would be really pretty. I'm of course going to mesh the two together with my fingers. The last time I wore these lip crayons, I actually put a gloss on top, so this time I want to kind of leave it with just the more matte finish. I think it looks nice that way. I'm just adding a little more blush to the cheeks using what's left on my blush brush. And then for highlighter, I still honestly have been obsessed with the Say Beauty Glowy Super Gel in Star Glow, so I'm going to use that again. I just do a tiny bit on the back of my hand, and I like to pick it up with my sponge. I kind of like really rub it into my sponge on the back of my hand first, and then I just gently apply this to the high points of the face, and I love the glow that it gives. I think it looks so nice. I also am going to take that down the center of the nose a bit and above the brows. Okay, we're going to assess the situation. I'm just going to take a little bit of what's left on the bronzer brush. Even though it was a cream, I'm still going to add a little more to the forehead. Goodness gracious, I love this color combo of the eyes and the lips. I feel so pretty in this. Okay, and of course, we're going to set the face with the Jaclyn and Robin All Set Setting Spray. I've been really liking this. I've actually worn it 2 or 3 times since filming my last video, and I really, really like it. So I'm just going to wear this again. And then as that's drying down, I'm going to take the bottom of the sponge and just kind of press that into the skin. Before it dries fully, I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. Again, just to kind of re-emphasize the T-zone so it doesn't get too shiny throughout the day. And then I, of course, need to set my brows. So I'm going to use my 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. And then I think we'll be done. All right, you guys, so there you have it. That completes this look using a lot of the new things that I've tried out lately. Goodness gracious, I love how this makeup turned out. It was so fun for me to dip back into the things that I was initially the most excited about in some of those more first impression try-on videos. It just solidified my opinion to be able to see them all on my face again and create a different look using the same products. This eyeshadow palette, I'm telling you, it makes me feel so pretty. Pat McGrath formulas are already some of my favorites for like special occasions or when I really want to feel luxurious, you know? But this color scheme in the Mothership 6 palette, oh my goodness. I did not think I would love this as much as I am, but it's so flattering, and I love the purple. The purple is so pretty, okay? I love it. I think everything else applied so beautifully to the complexion. I love this lip combo. So I'm definitely super excited about my makeup look right now, and I was really happy to be able to reuse all these products. As always, if you're interested in anything that I tried or talked about today, it'll be linked in the description box down below. If there's anything else that I've tried recently that you want to see me reuse, let me know, because, you know, as much as it's so fun to sit down and try new stuff all the time, I also really want to reuse the good stuff, you know, the things that are inspiring us right now, the things that we're into, maybe the things that you've picked up because of my video. So let me know in the comments what other products you want to see me reuse in the future. But yeah, I'm very happy with how this look turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and be sure to tag me if you recreate this at all. You don't have to have these exact products to recreate this look. So I would love to see if you recreate it. Tag me over on Instagram. It's at Allie Glines. I would love to see your looks. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe, and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it from me today. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that I have on my face that you are also loving. I want to know if we're into the same things right now, so you can comment that below as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.